In this tutorial we're going to be learning how to crochet the basket weave stitch. This is a really beautiful textured stitch that's perfect for blankets and it is completely reversible. This is a beginner friendly tutorial, but I do recommend that you're already confident crocheting US double crochet. That's also known as treble crochet if you're in the UK. So as long as you can crochet a double crochet, you can crochet the basket weave stitch. So let's get started with this step-by-step tutorial. We're going to be working this stitch in rows, so we need to make a foundation chain. Your foundation chain needs to be a multiple of 4 stitches. So start your crochet with a slip knot using your preferred method. This is how I like to make my slip knots. So now make a chain that's a multiple of 4. So for the purposes of this tutorial, I think I'm going to go for 20 because this stitch really comes alive the bigger that it is. So there's my starting chain of 20 stitches. Our first row is different from all of the other rows, so think of this more of a setup row than as row 1. So for the setup row, start by making a double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. So I'm going to be making my double crochet. I'm skipping 1, 2, 3, making a double crochet in that chain there. So just in there. And that chain 3 that we missed there counts as your first double crochet. And now double crochet into each stitch across until the end of the chain, and I'll meet you back here at the end of the setup row. So here I am at the end of the setup row and I've done a double crochet into every stitch. So the number of stitches you should have in this row should be 2 stitches less than your original chain, remembering that we're counting that first starting chain as our first double crochet. So include that in your stitch count. So you should have 2 less than your starting chain. So my starting chain was 20. So I've got 18 double crochets, including that chain 3 there. So now we're ready to start with row 1 of the stitch pattern, because remember this was just our setup row. So start row 1 with a chain of 3. That counts as your first double crochet stitch. Now turn the crochet over because we're going to be working in rows, so we turn over to work from the back at the end of every row. So now we're going to skip this first stitch because we've kind of already crocheted into it because we've done that starting chain that counts as our first double crochet. So now what we're going to do is a stitch called front post double crochet around the next stitch. So usually when you make a crochet stitch, you make it into the top of the stitch, as you can see here, underneath both of the loops of the V shape at the top of the stitch. That's kind of normally where we would be making our crochet stitches. However, for front post stitches, we work our stitch around the post of a stitch. So if I zoom in here, that is the back of a double crochet stitch, and you can see that there's kind of this twist of yarn here. That forms the post of the stitch. So when I'm talking about the post of a stitch, I'm talking about that there. That's the post of the stitch. So we're going to be doing a double crochet just the same as you would do a normal double crochet, but rather than putting our hook into the top of the stitch like normal, we're going around the post of the stitch from the front. That's why it's called a front post stitch. So I'm going to show you this a few times and we're going to do it step by step together if you've not come across this stitch before. So yarn over, put your hook in the space to one side of that stitch we're going round and kind of bring your hook up through the next space along. So we're going around the post of that stitch from the front. I'll just show you that from a few different angles so you know exactly where I've put my hook there. Yarn over and pull up a loop. So I'm going to grab that loop and pull it to the front of the work. So it first goes to the back of the work behind the stitch there, and then I'm going to pull it all the way through to the front. And now we're going to finish off our double crochet like normal. So yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So there's our front post double crochet, and as you can hopefully see, this kind of sits on top of the crochet, so that's what gives us that texture. So now let's do another front post double crochet together. Yarn over, put your hook into the space to one side of the next stitch and bring your hook up to the space the other side of the next stitch. And we're going around the post of the stitch. We're not going into the top up here. We're going around the post. Yarn over and pull up a loop. You should have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. So that's our second front post double crochet, and we're going to do 2 more front post double crochets. So let's work them together again. Yarn over, put your hook into the space to one side of the post of the next stitch and bring it up the other side so you're hooking round the post of the stitch. Yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2, and one more time. Yarn over, put your hook around the post of the stitch like that. Yarn over and pull up a loop to the front. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. So you should now have made 4 front post double crochets. If I just bring that towards the camera, you can see those 4 front post stitches there. So we're now going to make 4 back post double crochets, and they're quite similar stitches to the front post double crochets, but rather than going around the post from the front of our crochet, we're going to be going around the post from the back of our crochet. So this stitch is a little trickier than the front post stitch, so be kind to yourself, take it slowly, pause, rewind if you need to. I'm going to show you it really slowly 4 times in a row, and we can keep practicing until you get the hang of it. So yarn over, and then we're going to take our hook to the back of our crochet, just there, and come up between that last front post stitch we did here and the next stitch that we're doing the back post double crochet around. So I've come up through that space there. So it's the same space we came through for the front post stitches, but we're coming from the back this time. And then we're going to hook round the post of the stitch by putting our hook into the space between the next 2 stitches, like that. So if I show you the back of the work, you can see my hook's gone round the post of the stitch from the back, but from the front we can't see a huge amount. So next, yarn over, and then we're going to pull up that loop to the back of the work. So watch this and follow along. So I'm going to grab that yarn over, first pull it through to the front of the work, and then pull it through to the back of the work. And then here, notice I've not continued pulling because there's a bit of a trick here. So what you need to do is pull up this yarn over up here. So I'm pulling up in front of that yarn over we just did. If when you come to the back of the work you accidentally pull it round, you end up with 4 loops on your hook because you've accidentally gone over the yarn over that we did for the start of the stitch. So it needs to come to the front there. So we're not coming through and going round to the back like that. That's wrong. We're coming up the front there. And you need to make sure your tension is quite loose when you're doing these back post stitches because it's really easy to get muddled on them. So now we've got 3 loops on our hook. So yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and that's our first back post stitch done. And as you can see, the back of the back post stitch looks like a front post stitch, and the front of the back post stitch, you can see we're going to end up with a ridge of stitches along here, and that's what produces that basket weave texture, is alternating between these front and back double crochets every 4 stitches. So let's work 3 more back post stitches together, and I'll go as slow as I can and explain what I'm doing for each of those stitches. So yarn over, put your hook from the back of the work around the post of the next stitch. So I'm coming up in this space here, that's the back post stitch we just did, and then into the space between the next 2 stitches around the post of the next stitch. I think that's a really good way of showing it there, how I've gone around that stitch. Yarn over and pull that yarn over first to the front of the work like this, then to the back of the work, and then we're going to pull up here. We're pulling up. to make sure we only have 3 loops on our hook and not 4. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and again yarn over, put your hook around the post of the next stitch from the back. So I'm coming from the back in the space between the last stitch we did, that back post stitch there, and the next stitch, and then into the next space between stitches around the post of the stitch. Yarn over, pull a loop to the front, yarn over, pull a loop to the back and up. Remember, we're going back and then immediately up, so we've only got 3 loops. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and one last time together. Yarn over, put your hook around the post of the stitch from the back, so I'm coming up there and down there. Yarn over, pull a loop first to the front and then to the back, and what I want to show you with this is from the top, so you can kind of see what I'm doing here. So I'm coming to the front and then immediately up. Hope that demonstrated that really well. I think that was quite a good shot there. I think that showed exactly how you do that loop there. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So we've now done 4 back post double crochets, and we're going to swap to front post, and you're going to continue this all along the rest of the row, doing 4 front post stitches and then 4 back post stitches all the way along until the end of the row, and I'll meet you there and I'll show you what we'll do for row 2. So I've made it to almost at the end of the row, and I've got 1 stitch left, which happens to be our starting chain of 3 that counts as a double crochet from the last row, and I've just done 4 back post stitches. Depending on the multiple of 4 that you've done for this stitch, your last 4 stitches might be some front post stitches. It doesn't really matter for this stitch, but you should have just done a group of 4 in a row. And then so into the top of that starting chain that counts as a double crochet from the last row, do 1 double crochet into the top of it. So that's the first row of the pattern done, and we've done 2 rows total because we did our setup row first. So now for row 2 of the pattern, start with a chain of 3. That counts as your first double crochet stitch, and then turn your work over. So what you do here, it will depend on your stitch multiple of whether you've got front post or back post stitches here. So if you look at your stitches and they look like mine, then you need to start your stitch pattern with 4 front post stitches. If the first 4 stitches look like this, you can see we've got this horizontal ridge rather than the vertical ridges here. So if your first 4 stitches look like this, you need to start your stitches with back post stitches, and we're going to be changing between the front and back post stitches every 4 stitches again. So I'm starting with ones that look like front post, so I'm going to do 4 front post double crochets, then 4 back post double crochets, and repeat across the whole row. And then you're going to work that all the way along this row, and I'll meet you back at the end of this row and I'll show you row 3, which is pretty much the same as row 2. So I've worked my way along row 2, and if I let go of my crochet, just want to show you, it does wiggle like that until you've done sort of the second section of this stitch pattern. So this is completely normal if your crochet is doing this. So I'm almost at the end. I've just done 4 back post stitches, but you might have just done 4 front post stitches, depend on your original stitch multiple. And then we're going to finish off with a double crochet into the top of the starting chain from the last row. So I'm going to make a double crochet in that stitch there. And that is row 2 finished. So for row 3, it's pretty much exactly the same as row 2. So make a chain of 3, that counts as your first double crochet stitch, then turn your work over. Now again, it will depend here if your first stitches are front or back post stitches from when you're looking at them. It looks like mine look like they're front post stitches because we've got these vertical ridges, but yours might look like these stitches with the horizontal ridges. So you just need to continue on with that pattern. So I'm going to be starting with front post stitches around these front post stitches, and then I'm going to do 4 front post stitches and then 4 back post stitches and repeat all the way along. And continue like this until the end of the row, and then come back to this tutorial for row 3, and things are going to change up a bit on the next row to get that basket weave texture. So yeah, finish this row and come back to this tutorial. So your crochet should look something like this at the end of row 3. It's still making that sort of wiggly shape, but it will flatten out with the next row. So I've just bought my finished swatch here because I'm kind of going to explain to you how the stitch pattern is made. So we're going to still be alternating between 4 front post double crochets and 4 back post double crochets, but every 3 rows we swap where they are. So here are 1, 2, 3. These are the first 3 rows that we've just crocheted, and as you can see on the next row we swap between the front post and the back post stitches of where they are to get that sort of box shape. And we're going to do this every 3 rows, continuing on for the rest of your basket weave stitch, sample, blanket, scarf, whatever you're making in this stitch. So I'll show you what that looks like, but kind of having that knowledge in your head really helps. That basically every 4 stitches we change between front post stitches and back post stitches, and every 3 rows we change between what texture we're doing in that sort of column of crochet. I hope I've explained that okay and that all makes sense. If it doesn't, hopefully it will do once I start crocheting it. Okay, so let's crochet row 4. So we're going to start just the same as our previous rows with a chain 3 that counts as the first double crochet stitch, and then turn the work. So on the last 2 rows we've had a look at what our first 4 stitches are. They either look like front post stitches or back post stitches depending on your stitch count, and we've done the same. What we're going to do for this row and every 3rd row going forwards is do the opposite. So these look like front post stitches to me, so I'm going to do a back post stitch. So I'm going to just do a back post stitch just like we've done previously, bringing our hook around the back post of the stitch. And I'm going to do 4 of those. And then this is my 4th back post stitch. So as you can see, that's changed the texture to those horizontal lines rather than the vertical lines of the front post stitches. We've got horizontal line here. And then my next 4 stitches, they're all back post stitches. They look like back post stitches. So I'm going to do front post. I'm going to do 4 front post stitches, just like this. And you're going to continue on like this for the rest of row 1, 2, 3, 4. We're on row 4. So for the rest of row 4, do the kind of the opposite stitch to the one that you're seeing. And then I'll meet you at the end of the row and I'll explain what we're going to do for the next row. So I've finished row 4 and I've just finished off with a double crochet in the top of the starting chain, just like we've done on previous rows. And I've worked kind of those opposite stitches all the way along. So you can kind of see here how the front post stitches have started above the back post here, and the back post ridges across here above the front post stitches. So now we've kind of done our change row where we're doing the opposite stitch. For the next 2 rows we're going to go back to doing the same stitch, so exactly the same as what we did on rows 2 and 3. So we're going to do the same stitch. So I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, turn my work over, and it looks like my last stitch was back post stitches, not front post stitches, so I'm going to do back posts to start with. So we're going back to doing the same. I'm not doing the opposites again, I'm doing the same. And you're going to repeat this for 2 rows, and then you're going to do another one of those change rows. So you're going to repeat row 4 again to change it up between the back and the front post stitches. And that's basically how you do basket weave stitch. You're just swapping between those front and back post stitches over and over again. And what I'll do is I'll pop a short written pattern down in the description, because this stitch pattern can get a little bit confusing, but hopefully you can use that as a bit of a guide if you know how to read crochet patterns of how to continue crocheting the basket weave. I just realized this is upside down, but anyways, yeah, so that was how to crochet the basket weave stitch. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial. It's part of a series on my channel where we're learning new crochet stitches every week called the Crochet Stitch Library. I'll link the playlist right here. Do hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you get a notification whenever I upload a new tutorial. I'll see you again in next week's video.